Session 3 is focused on the social and behavioral aspects of the inclusive learning spaces. The objectives of Session 3 are the following: to foster positive peer relationships through collaboration, respect of diverse perspectives, and shared learning experiences, and to create safe, welcoming spaces where all students feel valued and supported. Before we work on or we present the Session 3 proper, let's have first an icebreaker. So here are the instructions. Participants, please stand up and make a circle. I hope there is a space for you to do such thing there. And the facilitator, who will be Antonija, will read a series of statements. If the statement applies to you, swap place with someone who shares your view. If not, stay where you are. I hope the instruction is clear. Let's have the activity. An inclusive learning space goes beyond physical layout and academics. It focuses on creating a social and behavioral environment where every student feels respected, safe, and connected to the community. Session 3 explores how inclusive practices can promote collaboration and positive behavior, ultimately strengthening the school community through best practices. One of the examples that I can share with you in terms of best practices under social aspect is the use of thematic bulletin board. We have this practice that monthly we have to change the bulletin board displays. And it's not only displaying factual information related to the assigned theme, but we have to ensure a thematic approach, an interactive approach. So if you can see here on the left side, innovating together, synergy of minds and machine. This topic was conceptualized during the rise of the AI, that some students would rely on the use of AI just to fabricate the assignments that they are submitting. So in that sense, we would like to hear their ideas, their perspectives in terms of this. So surprisingly, they gave beautiful responses that AI is not always something bad, but there is also good in AI, such as if they ran out of ideas, they turn to AI to seek for information. And from that information, they try to develop an outline and come up with their assignments and submit something. On the other hand, there are students who would say AI is bad because it does not help us anymore submit authentic paper because we just rely too much on that thing. So side by side, both positive and negative aspects of AI were shared based on the perspective of the students, and others really argue with the responses of others. But that one gives us an idea that despite the arguments are taking place, there is still that respect of one's idea in the process. This one is their responses. It's towards Christmas time, and we would like to find out what will be the best gift that they will have to receive during Christmas time. Surprisingly, some Muslims were able to participate in such activity, and they gave also good responses. Another one is here. One of the most impactful examples of social aspect of learning, of inclusive learning space, is the multicultural storytelling. It all started during pandemic time, wherein we are all wanting to ensure that our students are engaged in the process. So I contacted Antonia in Europe, the possibility for her to tell stories with our students. And surprisingly, the students are very engaged in asking questions, in enhancing their critical thinking skills, or in improving their communication skills in terms of questioning technique. Here is an example.
Yeah. So I live in Croatia. This is in Europe. Can you imagine where is Europe? So my neighbors' countries are Italy and Hungary and Bosnia and Slovenia. So we are in the middle of Europe, and we also have sea. It's Adriatic Sea, and this Adriatic Sea is the part of Mediterranean Sea. You know, so we have similar weather like in Greece.
This storytelling also extends to a virtual storytelling competition. So we created a core group: Antonia in Europe, me from Indonesia, Maya from Malaysia, and Sophia from Nigeria. And every month we have to meet and try to conceptualize what activity can we still work on for the students to be socially involved, to be more engaged. So we came up with an online virtual storytelling competition. So all these students from different schools read only a specific book, and then they try to uh, identify what is that specific scene that they like most. They have to explain, they have to draw what it is, and come up with some details. And this is an example.
Of pineapple. This is the pineapple tree. It's the tree of the fruit. The photo reminds to the I drew big pineapple tree because the king of the fruits. Many pineapples and lots of ice in the whole pineapple. The ice you can see or look for everything that you want.
Since the story becomes an avenue for the students to interact more, to learn the different culture of other individuals, this was extended to the unit of inquiry in their specific classes. So they have storytelling competition, but this time it is face to face. And there are two things that the students can do: either to select a story from the books in the library or come up with his or their own original story. So this is an example.
Lost his balance and fell into the river. Help! 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 Cried the ant, but no one could hear his cries. The dog was sitting on top of a tree nearby. He saw the ant was in danger. He quickly plucked off a leaf from a tree and dropped it into the river. The ant immediately climbed on the leaf. The ant thanked the dog for saving his life.
The multicultural storytelling supports inclusive learning by celebrating diverse identities and building a sense of community through shared cultural experience. The school library also has a social emotional learning corner, wherein this corner is dedicated to the books that expresses more on the mental state, the health state, the social aspect of the students. They are the one actually choosing the book, selecting the book for display, come up with the summary of that, and suggest to friends who are encountering that kind of emotion to read that kind of book. So you can see here the social interaction, the peer help that are taking place in the school and in the library. And they are happy to sit in one of the corners of the library, just like this one. So they try to isolate. We respect them. If they want to isolate themselves for whatever reason, but we also have in front of that area a bigger table wherein they can discuss with friends about the content of the book that they are reading. So it becomes a small group discussion based on the book that they have reviewed. Due to the limited space that the school is having, urban gardening is introduced. So this one promotes collaboration among students, a sense of responsibility, and shared ownership. If you try to look at this one, how the plants grow through hydroponic system, and after which they harvest that one, both of them or all of them are harvesting those plants. But the beauty of the urban gardening in terms of collaboration of the students is that it's not about gardening alone, but it becomes an interdisciplinary approach wherein they can make use of this topic in measurement in mathematics, how many pinch of salt, how many milligrams of, what about the liters of liquid that they will be able to use to cook on something. They also make use of this in sciences in introducing good health habits. There is one kid who was saying that she does not like to eat greens, but because her friends are eating greens, she tend to follow what the friends are saying, plus the fact that she newly know the benefit of the greens to good health habits. And you look at them here, they are making pizza. Pizza is something that they like, but to add challenge to the pizza itself, they are putting some greens that the students are eating. So this is how the sense of collaboration, sense of responsibility, and sense of shared ownership are taking place in terms of urban gardening. Behavioral aspect. of an inclusive learning space refers to how students interact with one another, manage their emotion, and demonstrate respect and responsibility. When the behavioral climate is supportive and inclusive, students feel safe to express themselves, take risks, and grow both socially and emotionally. So, the first picture that you can see here is an example of a behavioral aspect. This is what we call a calm corner. So, this is a dedicated space wherein students can go to regulate their emotions, take a break, and practice mindfulness or calming strategies. So, in this sense, it is designed to support the students' social emotional well being, helping them manage stress, their anxiety, or overwhelming feeling in a safe and respectful environment. This one usually happens if a student acts up or if a student has a misunderstanding with another classmate. So automatically, the student goes to this corner. How will he know that he has to go to this corner? Because this one was introduced by the teacher prior to this activity so that they're very, very aware about the significance of the area. So in that area, they also have their books, they also have their stuffed toys, they also have a comfortable chair to sit on, and also their carpet. But once they are ready to mingle with their class, they'll just have to move out from that area. And look at this one. The school has embraced the learner profile, such as caring, um, being a risk taker, a principled person, knowledgeable person. So what the students did was to have a group activity, a small group activity, or some will have a dyadic activity, and they try to visualize, come up with a poster related to the certain learner profile. And what they did was to display it in this area. This is actually a toilet wall. And then when we ask them, how come you're displaying all your creative work, your visuals in the toilet or in the canteen? The students responded that these are the places wherein many students will not miss: toilets, canteen, playground. So once they see our work, they will be reminded about the caring attitude, about knowledgeable attitude that we are all striving for. This is a gratitude jar, and it's a simple tool that promotes kindness and connection by allowing students and teachers to write short notes of appreciation to others throughout the week. These notes, which recognize helpful actions, kind words, or positive behavior, are collected and shared with the recipients at the end of the week, helping to build a supportive and inclusive and respectful classroom atmosphere. So, this is how it looks like if we are going to magnify that one. So, what the students did was to actually place the notes inside the box, but jar is just a representation of it. For the middle school, they have kindness wall, and they are all over the walls of the middle school students. So this space is actually where the students and teachers celebrate the act of kindness of individuals that they can see around. So it can be in the form of description, a paragraph, phrases or photos that they can display. and they identify the name of the student. So this public recognition encourages culture of empathy and positivity, and the inspiring and definitely inspiring others to act kindly and enforcing the inclusive values. This one is also a tool that helps build a supportive school community where compassion and mutual respect are visible and valued. So this is a tracking and recording system through the use of QR code, and this is placed in every classroom on the desk of the teacher. So the purpose of this is by scanning through the QR codes, teachers can easily record behaviors and identify patterns, allowing for early intervention and support wherever is needed. So this system is not only improves efficiency and tracking the students' progress, but also provides valuable insights to help guide individualized approaches for promoting positive behavior and personal growth. So this is how it looks like. So identify the name of the students, the grade level of the student, the teacher of the student, when did it happen, what time did it happen, and it's very useful actually for the school, especially if the student is at risk. This one is attendance tracking system, and it uses tap cards upon entry to monitor students' attendance, helping to prevent tardiness and ensuring accurate records. So this system enhances safety by quickly identifying absences, making it easier to generate incident reports when necessary. Additionally, this system helps to maintain the duty of care as teachers and staff can monitor students' whereabouts and respond promptly to any concerns, especially if the parents are asking if my did my child come to school, what time did my child come to school. So this system can provide the necessary details of the queries of parents. This also streamlines the attendance management, ensuring student safety and reducing administrative workload for the teachers. So this is how the behavior and social aspect of the inclusive learning spaces are practiced in my school and in different areas.